Hey guys, today we are doing my 6-month braidloc update. I cannot believe that it's been 6 months already, but I'm so excited that I have been a part of this process. So today we're going to talk about all the details from the time that I got these installed up until now. I do know that braidlocs are not the most common method of locking someone's hair, and there aren't a lot of videos here on YouTube, so that's one of the main reasons for creating these videos. I have a playlist specifically for my braidloc journey. I will link that down below in the description box. Let's just dive right in. But where are my manners? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching today's video. If you have braidlocs, tap in with me in the comments. I love to meet other people who are braidlocked, specifically because our journey is a little bit different. So say hello in the comments. This video is going to be a Q&A style, so I'll have the question first and then my answer. If there are any questions that I did not mention, that I did not ask, that you want to ask me below in the comments and I will answer them. But my goal is to be as thorough as possible, so we'll see how I do. When were my braidlocs installed? So my braidlocs were installed over a 7-day period. It was the end of December 2023 up until the beginning of January 2024. So in total it took 7 days, but the actual completion date is January 3rd, 2024. Who installed my braidlocs? So originally I was planning to get my braidlocs installed at a salon specifically catered to people with locks and people who wanted to start the locking process. However, I ended up going a different route. My sister, my baby sister, shout out to her, she installed my braidlocs, or I should say we installed them together. Like I said, I have a video on that. I'll link it below. But long story short, she braided my hair about halfway. I braided it the rest of the way. And then when it got to a point where I could no longer braid it effectively, then I would just 2-strand twist the very ends of it. So a lot of the curls that you see at the ends are the 2-strand twisted parts. How long did my install take? So I did not track how many hours it took to do my install. I just tracked the amount of days, and it did take us 7 days. However, we were not spending all day doing my hair. I was in town visiting her, and we had our kids, and so during the day we would spend time with them. If they were kind of busy playing with other family members, then we would like do a section or do a little bit here and there. So it was very stop and go. So yeah, I don't know how many hours, but 7 days total. Install cost. So originally when I was going to get my braidlocs installed at a salon, they were quoting me, I believe it was either $1,900, so yes, $1,900, or it was $1,600. Either way, it was somewhere between there. I want to say it was $1,900 if my memory serves me correct. However, since my sister and I did the install, I still did pay her, and it was definitely a fraction of the cost. But if you're looking to get it done at a salon, I do think that they take into consideration the density of your hair, how long your hair is, and what sizing you want your locks to be. What is my lock count? How many braidlocs do I have on my head? So when we finished my install in January, we ended up with a total of 568 locks, and that was not the plan. The plan was to have about 400, but I mean, I'm not upset with it. I do think that I've combined maybe a few of them, so I'm probably still above 160, but I did combine some of the smaller, finer ones around my hairline. Have I noticed any slippage? So far, thankfully, no, I haven't noticed any slippage. When I've gotten my hair retied, I haven't had anyone mention any slippage to me as well. I think that is largely in part because of 2 things. Number one, because I started with braidlocs, I think the braid pattern is a lot harder to unravel than twists are and coils. And then the other part of that I think is helping is the thickness of my hair. So I think we did my install on blow dried hair, and so once my hair gets wet, it shrivels. So if I had to put my hair on like the grading scale, it would definitely be 4C. So starting on blow dried hair and then wetting it, I think that shrinkage helped with preventing any slippage, if that makes sense. Have I noticed any budding? I feel like I've noticed some budding in the back, and I'll try to get footage of that here on the screen. But I think the budding stage, as far as what I've seen, starts around the 6 to 12 month mark, and I am just now getting to the 6 month mark, so we'll see what happens over the next 6 months. But I do feel like my hair is looser in the back than it is the rest of my head, and so I do feel like I've noticed a little bit of locking on like 2 or 3 locks in the back. Do I braid and band when I'm washing my hair? So before I even get to that, how often do I wash my hair? I typically only wash my hair at the most every 3 to 4 weeks. I do work out a lot, and even with that, I don't have to wash my hair very frequently. I am someone, because I have sisters, I have 3 sisters, all of our scalps are a little bit different. I know one of my sisters in particular could not go a long time frame without washing her hair due to her scalp. My scalp doesn't really give me any issues, and so typically 3 to 4 weeks is my wash schedule. And then back to the previous question, do I braid and band when I'm washing my hair? I guess the answer to that is no. So the first time that I washed my hair by myself, well, the first time that my hair was washed after it was installed was by a loctician, and she did part my hair into like 4 sections, and she banded it, so put a hair tie around 4 sections, but she did not braid it after that, and that seemed to have worked well. The first time that I washed my hair by myself, I kind of repeated the same thing. I banded it in 4 different sections and I washed it. But the second time that I washed my hair by myself, yeah, I was tired. I think my arms were sore because of my workout the day prior, so I just washed it like this, and it worked out well, fortunately, so I wasn't too upset with it. But I do think that moving forward, if I'm washing my hair by myself, I will at least band it while I'm washing it. I had my hair washed by another loctician, and she didn't do anything. She washed it like it was loose, natural hair, which I thought was interesting, but I didn't have any issues with it. So I think it really boils down to personal preference, but that's my 2 cents. Which brings us into the next question. How did I find my loctician? My loctician story is a little bit interesting, especially for someone who's only had my Braidlocs for 6 months. I have tried 3 different locticians, and there's no shade, or there were no issues with any of them. The first person I think was going through some personal things, and so couldn't really take me on as a client at the time, but she's the one who did my first retie. I did enjoy her services, but that just didn't work out. So someone that I met in passing who had locks gave me her loctician information. So my second retie was done by that person, and this person did the retie at their home, which I don't have any issue with. It was a difference of the first time I had it done, my service included a wash and the retie. This second time, it was just the retie, and my hair was dirty, so I wasn't aware. I didn't know to ask because my first service did include it. And then when it was time for my third retie, the second loctician was going to be on vacation, and so I was like, I have to find someone else. And so I was able to find another loctician through StyleSeat. I've used that app for many years, and this loctician actually had a suite in a salon, and that service also came with a wash and a retie. So I have not found anyone to do a retie twice yet. I've only had 3 reties since being locked, and they were done by 3 different people. My 4th retie is scheduled and on the books for the last lady who did my hair, so I'm hoping to establish a relationship with her so that we can continue to go forward together. What is my retie schedule? I think this is an interesting question too. Like I said, because I've had 3 different people in my head so far, the first time I got a retie, I think I went like 9 weeks, 8 or 9 weeks. The second retie was at 6 weeks after that, and she told me that I could go 8 weeks, and then I went 8 weeks for the next one, the third retie, and she told me that I should be doing 6 weeks. So I don't have a retie schedule yet. My last retie was about 7 to 10 days ago, and she told me to book for 6 weeks, so I'm booking it for 6 weeks. I really don't care one way or another if it's 6, 7, or 8 weeks. I think as I establish a relationship with someone, we will get to see how my hair grows, and I think seasonally my hair grows differently too, so we'll see. That question is not that is not a question that has a solid answer at this point in time. Do my reties hurt? My first retie for sure. I don't think any of my reties have hurt. My second retie that didn't come with a wash, I definitely felt a little bit more tension, but it didn't hurt at all. I do remember this last one feeling a little bit of like a mild headache afterwards, but the next day it was gone. It wasn't anything intense. It's kind of like the tightness of when you get braids, and not super tight braids, but like regular braids. Like you're gonna feel something because your hair was manipulated and it's being tightened, but it hasn't been hurtful at all, and it hasn't been too uncomfortable. Just a little bit of mild discomfort that goes away. How do I get my reties done? And I think this question is coming from the stance of, is it being palm rolled? Is it being interlocked? My reties are done via interlocking. So the new growth comes out, they interlock the roots, and then there's the braided part that I started with. How many hours do my reties take? So my first retie took 2 hours, not including the wash. My second retie took 3 hours, and it didn't include a wash. And then my third retie took 2 hours as well, not including the wash. So including the wash, I sat under the dryer for just a little bit. I think in total it was maybe 3 hours, but it was only 2 hours dedicated to the actual retie. And I think that is a magnificent time frame for somebody with really thick hair and has 568 locks. That's honestly one of the best parts about having these braid locks, the simplicity of the upkeep. For me, it has been beautiful. Somebody else does it. It doesn't interfere with my workout schedule. I can go swimming, like I can do all of the things. So yeah. Retie cost. I think it's important to note here that I live in Southern California. I live in a beach city, and so my first retie, I believe, was $140. The second one was about $130. And then the third one was about $165. So somewhere between $130 and $165 is typically where my reties have cost me. And I'm honestly not upset with that. Every 6 to 8 weeks is something that I can afford. My last loctician experience, she asked me, do I ever do my reties myself? And that is never the plan. My sister does tell me that I should at least learn how to do it just in case I'm caught in a jam. I just don't ever realistically foresee me doing, I just don't realistically ever see me retying 560 something locks. So yeah, I haven't learned. I probably will learn at some point, but for now, it's not on the agenda. Another thing that I really like is when I wash my hair, if you have medium length 4C hair, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wash days are a wash day. It takes a whole day, if not more. Wash days are so easy and painless. I'm still in awe whenever I wash my hair, because I literally get in the shower, I wash my hair. I probably do 2 or 3 rounds depending on how dirty or what my scalp looks like, how much time has gone by since my last wash. But then I get out, I put on a microfiber like towel to dry it, and that's it. Like, there's no conditioning, there's no like I don't do any treatments. My maintenance for my hair is very, very simple. And that leads us to our next question. What is my maintenance like? On a day-to-day basis, I don't really do anything to my hair. I just let it do its thing. I haven't used oil on my hair since probably before my first retie. At my first retie appointment, my loctician advised me not to use any oil, and I know that that is controversial and people have a lot of different opinions on that. For me, since then, since before my first retie, I have not used any oil on my hair. In addition, she also told me not to spray my hair with water all the time. She's like, you really don't need to do that. And so I really don't do that either. I really just wake up and go. I style it the way that I want. Now, sometimes I do spray my hair with like an aloe vera mist or like distilled water. And typically it's because my hair is looking really flat and it feels like it needs some life. So that kind of plumps my hair up a little bit. But also, so like if I wanted to push my hair over to the other side, it's kind of like trained to be this way. And so in order to get it to lay to another side or lay backwards or however I want to style my hair, wetting it helps to mold it into the style that I want. What type of styles do I do on my hair? And I laugh because my hair is like this most of the time. I would say 90% of the time my hair is like this. Every now and again I'll get the urge to flip it to the other side. Sometimes I'll do a middle part, and then sometimes I can get my hair into a struggle ponytail. It is a struggle because as you'll learn in some of the other videos, I had an undercut in the back. So my hair in the back is shorter than the rest, so it's hard to get this part into the ponytail. So it's still a struggle, but I'm able to do it, and sometimes I like to wear it in that struggle ponytail. Sometimes I'll do like two small little buns. So I haven't played around too much. As my hair grows out and as it gets closer to the time for the retie, I do sometimes do something to my edges. Nothing major though. So my hairstyles have been very simple. I do look forward to the day where I get a little bit more length and I can do a little bit more styles, but I know it's not going to be something that I do all the time. I don't foresee myself like constantly doing braid outs or twist outs or anything like that, but I do want to experiment a little bit more as it gets longer. Will I dye my hair again? Yes, I do plan on dyeing my hair again. I'm gonna wait probably 2 weeks. I don't know, sometimes I feel like it looks fine, sometimes I want to touch up the color, so we'll see. But yes, I do plan on dyeing it again. Are there any downsides to having braid locks? Outside of there's not really a lot of versatility in styling my hair right now, I don't think that there are any downfalls or downsides for me in particular. I have loved this journey. The point of me getting braid locks was freedom, and I have achieved that. Any regrets or things that I wish I would have done differently? Honestly, no. Even though the original plan was to have 400 and something, between 400 and 450 locks, I ended up with much more than that, but I'm really happy with how they've progressed and how they've evolved. I'm actually really happy with the sizing of them. So we'll see as they continue to grow out. We'll see as they hit the budding phase, and I'm just taking it a day at a time. So that is it for this video. I will include some footage of my hair, but thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Like I said earlier, if there was anything that I did not answer, drop it below in the comment box. Feel free, if you've made it this far, to like this video. It really does help me as a small and a new YouTuber grow. If you haven't already, join the family, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with someone that you know would find it beneficial. Until the next video, take care.